Saturday here in Key West. Gotten this tee back from all the repairs. You can see they did a great job. She was pretty banged up. These are the battle scars of 1,000 miles in 50 days. Crossed open water, some swamps, bayous, ICW, lots of places that shouldn't even take a paddleboard. Flip her over. These are some of the really big ones that had to be repaired. Just the nose, lots of bangs against rocks, getting beached, hitting stumps and pieces of metal, that come underneath the board, and then the fin box from the beaching coming up on land, or oyster beds hitting the shallows. The fin, this was taking on a lot of water. So she's all repaired. She's ready to go. Ready to get her in the water. So a lot of boards come with tie-down straps, maybe some bungees up here, bungees in the back. What I've done is taken everywhere where there's a tie-down area, and I've run parachute cord, 550 cord, military grade, and I've run two sets to make sure they hold, so we don't have anything come loose. I run these tie-downs all along the board, and so this way, anywhere along the board, I can tie down. It's also good to put one down the middle. I've got that on another board, but these seem to work just fine for me, and that way I'm not stepping on anything in the middle. Here at the campsite, I wanted to take a moment to show the stuff that I'm carrying and how I'm carrying it on the board. Up here on the top is the bare essentials. Everything from my water. I carry 3 liters a day if I'm going for a long expedition, and then I just monitor my water really well, so I might carry 2 of these for a 2-day mission, or 3 for a 3-day mission, and sparsed out around the board. Water is the heaviest thing you carry, but it's also the most important, which leads to food, because if I carry these very lightweight, great mountain house meals, I've got to have fresh water to cook them, and I also have to have a stove. And so what I like to carry is things like very high protein concentrated stuff. I carry sardines, so I can eat about 4 of these, 5 of these in a hard day. And I've got power bars, trail mix I live on. I might have 2 or 3 bags of this, and of course your gel shots, if it's a fast day. So that's food and water. The next thing are the life essential equipment, life-saving equipment. I carry 2 spots, one OPPHX. This is the spot that everyone can track me on that goes to the website. And this one just goes to Tanya alone. So I've got a spare, because I'm getting out there in some pretty far areas for a paddleboard, and that's risky. I carry a VHF radio. I can listen to the weather. I can talk to any boats or the Coast Guard if they're in range. The range of this is just a few miles for any of the towers, safety towers, to call the Coast Guard, but most big boats are monitoring this, most ships. I carry 2 Garmins on this trip as backup, because I'm really getting out far, and if one goes down, I've got to have it, and I've got to continue the mission. Sunscreen and bug juice, important. I use that's a kind of a backup, but I use a zinc sunscreen, and I also wear cut-off gloves to cover my hands. Your personal flotation device. I wear this one almost always, but I have a wearable jacket if I'm doing something really dangerous. When I crossed the Mississippi and went down the Mississippi, I had that on. The water was cold, and it was about a 7-knot current. And anytime I'm going, way open water and with no other safety vessel, I carry a repair pack for fiberglass. It's got a little bit of adhesive. This is really fast dry, so I can use this if there's a major crack or hole. Also tape, this is your 100-mile-an-hour tape, duct tape. I don't carry the whole roll. I make a small roll to carry that, and some extra 550 cord. A water purification kit. This is not a desalinization kit for water, but if you stop in an area and you absolutely have to, you can drink from puddles or water that might have been stagnant for a little bit, not too long. You don't want to see mosquito larvae on top. I wear gloves because your hands are always exposed and they take the most sun, and you don't want to get nasty sunspots and start looking at skin cancer. I got 2 headlamps, so you can see I pretty much have 2 of everything, but I also have another good flashlight that I carry. My batteries for my spot, my GPS, and flashlights. First aid kit. Sometimes I carry all the way up to an IV, but typically I'll carry a couple trauma bandages. This is not just your burn, scrapes and little nicks and cuts kit. This is for shark bite, alligator bite, or I've got a tourniquet in here to stop bleeding, and so that I can wait to be rescued. I'm allergic to most things in the ocean, so I carry an EpiPen if I get stung by a stingray, jellyfish, something poisonous. I can hit this if it's real bad. And at the same time, lots of snakes where I've been, so I've got a Sawyer extractor kit. This essentially, you put the tip on there, you plunge it over the bite site, and then it will suck out the poison. This will save your life while you're waiting for rescue. I carry a small rain suit, rain jacket, rain pants, and that's really all the extra clothes I carry while I'm out. Even if I'm out 3-5 days, I might carry a change of shorts for comfort, but my mission in this is to travel far. So, some toilet paper. I carry some extra Operation Phoenix bracelets with the no-lead assist, so I can give those out. And of course, I got a leash on my board. Very important. You fall off your board, you want to be attached to it, especially in the open water. The same thing for I carry a spare paddle. I've broken a paddle and I've lost a paddle in 4-5 foot seas, because you fall off, you get to your board, you start trying to find your paddle, and it gets pretty nasty. If you have to paddle over by hand, you may not be able to get to it, but if you got a spare paddle, you can paddle over to get to your board. I carry a bag around my waist for quick access to things like my cell phone or a flashlight, or I carry this chest harness and carry system that then allows me to carry a little more kit, to include my EPIRB, which is a rescue link, so that the Coast Guard can find me, and in the event of emergency, I'll use my spots for them to find me, and also the rescue link. I'm going to pack this stuff up and show you how it goes. It all goes in a couple dry bags. Inside the dry bags, we've got other Ziplocs, because these dry bags don't always cut it. I mean, you're basically submerged in water the whole time you're out there. So I use these lock sacks, which are absolutely the best. They come in all sizes, from these giant sizes to cell phone to medium sizes. These guys are not a sponsor, but they provided me with some bags to use, and they are the best waterproof bag system that I've ever used, to include my military career. Then if I'm staying out overnight, this will be an extra bag. Usually goes in this yellow bag. This is the bag on the back of the boat, and to me, when I'm sleeping out, I'm 46 years old, comfort is important. So this is my old military sleep pad, and it doesn't cut it anymore. So I've got a nice, the luxury edition Thermarest that blows up, and it's phenomenal. I use a 2-man tent so that I can put all my kit in there. The weight is nominal when it comes to, I use a 2-man tent because I can put all my kit in there inside with me to keep it dry, and the weight is not a big deal compared to a 1-man tent. Got my poncho liner, I got a little pillow. If I'm going through the swamps and there's not going to be any dry land, I'll use a hammock. I like Grand Trunk, and they've got a mosquito net over the hammock. I'm staying out for a long time. I'll bring my jet boil and some gas so that I can heat up the water and make some coffee, and my waterproof matches, and then I might have a little comfort bag with some extra bug juice if I'm going out in the swamp. Waterproof bags are a must, and bungees that, without not just the hooks, but I use little snap links on the end of my bungees because I don't like to worry about the bags that are behind me coming off the board while I'm paddling and getting hit by waves. Here's my boat rigged, ready to go. This would be for a 3 to 5 day expedition, or out there when I'm camping. From the start, on this one I've got 6 liters of water here, and the Camelback tubes running out so I can drink. I've got my spots where the top needs to be facing up, and so they're exposed to the sky so they can track. I've got my snake bite kit, Sawyer kit on the top, and an atropine injector or EpiPen right on the top, and a spare Garmin over here. My Garmin I just kind of keep up here on the front where I can see it. And again, VHF radio. This pack, I've got essentially all my essential equipment, life-saving equipment, and stuff that if I had to grab one bag, this would be it. I might have a few power bars in here so that I can survive. But everything's attached to this bag. If I lose the board, I want this bag. Of course, my PFD is worn. I use my leash up front where I can see it. I don't like it dragging behind me because I'm not doing a whole lot of walking around the board when configured like this. So I don't have a whole lot of room to move, but this is my my standing area. It's important to keep the nose of the board buoyant. The capacity on this board is about between 350 and 400 pounds, and so I weigh 200 pounds, and this is about 60 to 70 pounds of gear, and so I'm well under that. But you want to make sure that the nose is buoyant so you're not it's not pushing the nose all around. I'll carry some like snacks and maybe a couple bottles of water in here, but typically I keep this empty. This is pretty much just for my flag. My paddle, some people have asked me, what I've got wrapped around my paddle. This is just a cushion tape because I'm doing 10 to 12 hours a day, and so this helps to keep my hands healthy and not getting bruised because they were really starting to hurt for a while. And the boat makes their paddles with cushioned top grip, so it's really nice. And this is their pro paddle, elite paddle, and probably one of the lightest on the market and very strong. My spare paddle, it's collapsible, and then this is my overnight bag or camping bag. It's in a couple dry bags plus this dry bag on top and lashed down. Again, I like to use at least one bungee or tie down that has snap links and not just these that can come off. And that's just for peace of mind. This is behind me. I don't want to worry about it. That's what I look like when I'm ready to go camping. This is my spare board for the expedition. But you can see I kind of got it laid out in the same design. But this is the same type of board you can win it with the raffle from the 12-foot 6-inch version. These are absolutely phenomenal boards. They have a drop nose that penetrates the water, and so you've got a nice little sheet of water that kind of comes up over the nose, keeps the board planing up up to moderate chop, and then of course you can step back a little bit and ride it downwind, or get the nose up when need be and ride it like a regular board. But it's very fast with a little bit of water planing over the top, and it has the travel link straps or tie downs to use the travel link, the carry strap, so that the board can be carried over your shoulder for any distance. Again, I've got this one laid out so that I've got my tie downs, but the regular traveler special edition boards don't come with that. They just have the bungees on the back and on the front, and a nice little tricolor edition. I carry the flag on the board just because of the mission, you know, what it represents to me, and this great country, and taking care of our veterans in this mission of recovery. But I wanted to. The other thing is in battle, it's always been carry a standard flag. This lets all the men know, you know, where the commander is, and so I also carry this for visibility, because I'm out there on the open waters, a lot of boats, and the U.S. flag flapping in the wind helps. At night I'll tie some chem lights on top that will also increase visibility. And so with this flapping and moving around, you know, it creates something that catches people's attention, and I won't get run over by a boat.